Have you ever lost your keys? Your wallet? Your phone? Doesn't it just drive you up the wall every time you lose something and you search for it high and low but still can't find it? Well, you are not alone. Many people are just as absent-minded. We lose stuff. We forget where we keep it. We forget where we left it. You'll be amazed that everyone has lost something before. But have you ever wondered what are things we often lose?
Thumb drive, calculators, especially during exams, calculators, even textbooks. I think anything can be lost by students.
But most of the items is actually thumb drives, and I think because they're so small,
Yeah.
and they use it so often, especially at the e-labs and all that, so they tend to just leave it behind.
So, thumb drives, calculators, and textbooks. Is there anything interesting?
Well, we had a student recently who lost everything. And when we say everything, I mean everything. He lost his bag, he lost his laptop, his shoes, his clothes, his wallet, his handphone. Everything was in a bag. And miraculously, someone actually found it and gave it back to our office. We mentioned thumb drives, one of the common things that people lose. And some thumb drives actually contain very personal. Information, files and all that. So it's quite a risky thing to lose. Let's just put it that way.
As you can see, the things we lose the most are our thumb drives. Apart from that, students lose valuable items such as phones and wallets. So, what can we do to increase our chances of finding that lost item? And what can we do to prevent ourselves from losing any more of our things? Well, we have a few tips that will hopefully help you to find that lost item. And better yet, to never misplace your things ever again. The moment you realize that you've lost something, the first thing to do is to check on yourself. It sounds silly, but it's possible to forget that your glasses are already perched on your head, or even right in front of your eyes. Check these obvious spots once more, even if you're sure you already did. The second step is to check your immediate surroundings and places you were recently. Look in the obvious spots, survey the room, or rooms where the item might be. Third step is to think back to the last time and place you used the missing object. Retracing your steps may lead to the object. These things usually happen when we're on autopilot and get distracted. The next thing you can do is to clean up your surroundings. Just cleaning up that particular area where you were lost may very well reveal the whereabouts of your lost item. If not, well, at least you cleaned up. After all that, and you still can't find your lost object, it is time to consider the possibility that the item may have been stolen. Consider how much the item might be worth to a stranger and whether anyone might want it as their own. If the item is relatively valueless, of course, it's unlikely to be an object of theft. However, you never know. People sometimes steal things for apparently nonsensical reasons. The last thing that you can possibly do is to give it time. Sometimes an item would surface in time in that oddball spot you never would have thought of. Once you found your missing object, take these steps to ensure that you won't lose it again. First is to have a designated place for your item. Decide where you're going to keep the object and make sure that is a place you'll remember. Secondly, you can be systematic. Try to maintain consistency as to where you place your things. If you keep your phone in your bag, then always put it in your bag after using it. Lastly, do not leave your things in other places. Try not to change the designated place for your item. Avoid removing the item to make way for something else unless you plan to keep it on you. So the next time you lose something, don't panic. Just remember these steps and hopefully you'll find that lost item of yours. Because like they say, the things we lose have a funny way of coming back to us.